Are you ready to go back to Europe? Are you ready to go for another big adventure? Okay, let's go. This is it. Last chance. Dad is pulling away in Denise the Forerunner, and I'm not sure who's going on a bigger adventure, us or Dad navigating through Houston back up to good old Stafford, Kansas.
It'll take about the same amount of time for us to get to Paris as for him to get home.
Probably. And we are heading back to Europe prepared with way too much stuff. But the general idea is to fix things that were causing us problems last time.
Ladies and gentlemen, your captain, I welcome you on board this Airbus 350 from Air France bound to Paris-Charles de Gaulle. Everybody is on board. Thank you for boarding rapidly. We are fully ready.
Okay, it worked. We pushed back and we have a whole row to ourselves. The trick of buying an aisle seat and a window seat works once again. I didn't want to jinx it. I'm just watching everybody, look in their eyes. Please don't sit here. Please don't sit here. But it worked.
Willing them up past us.
Ladies and gentlemen, your captain, we have to go back to our parking stand. We have a technical check to perform on one tire. The ground staff is aware. We are going back to stand, and the diagnostic should be easy to determine. I will let you know as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, your captain, news are relatively good. We'll be able to depart within 35 minutes. The technical check is being performed. We have to refuel the airplane, prepare the flight, and we'll be ready so in 35 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, your captain, we are fully ready for departure. Ladies and gentlemen, your captain, I hope you enjoyed your flight. We are going to start this in within 5 minutes. Landing in Paris-Charles de Gaulle is expected 10 minutes before 10 a.m. local time.
Au revoir. Merci beaucoup.
Take the A12 exit toward Drew Rambouillet.
Oh my goodness, what a long day.
Continue for 6 kilometers.
Like I said, making our way towards the Normandy region where Denny is parked, and it's a warm one here today as well. For early September, it's somewhere in the high 80s, low 90s today, which is pretty warm for this latitude and this time of year. Anything else you want to add, honey?
No.
No? You're doing a good job driving.
Thank you.
It's always a challenge getting behind the wheel again, but oddly enough, this seems very normal and familiar to us. It's not quite so foreign anymore. We're not going to pick up Denny today. There's enough to do. It's coming up on 1 o'clock, and I think if I close my eyes for about a minute, I would probably fall asleep in this chair right here. Okay, I am looking for a cetane boost for the diesel because the biodiesel's been messing with our stove. Okay, they had what I needed. It's not just a cetane booster, but it's more of a diesel fuel additive with cetane. And biodiesel, I may be using the wrong words here, but biodiesel doesn't quite burn as hot, or it needs more oomph from the glow plugs, and this is what the cetane is supposed to help with. All I can do is try, but that Wallace stove is flawless, and the fuel, biodiesel, is the only culprit I can think of. Well, we have arrived at our Airbnb here, and you're probably wondering why we opted to do an Airbnb is, well, we want to make this trip a little easier on ourselves, and we have a lot of work to do on the camper, so we thought this would be great to transition a little bit easier. Now, let's see where... Oh, that building is us. Yeah, that looks nice. Good job. Okay, I got all the bags inside, and I'm going to show you around real quick, but there's this nice grassy area, and Lucy has already had some good runs in here. She did so well in the airplane. That little puppy is amazing. And I think this used to be a barn or something, but now it's an Airbnb house. And forgive my huffing, but it is hot, and I just brought in all those bags. So we walk in, and here's a kitchen coming into a dining room. And these are all the damn bags we brought back from America. And like I said, we are solving problems on this trip, so we're bringing a lot of parts back. This is not all personal effects.
Don't lie, it's all my clothes, and you know.
And all your makeup, and yeah. So this room is also the dining room. We will probably use this bedroom in front of me, but before we get there, there's a big bathroom, the giant tub, nice, and these are just two twin-sized beds, but we'll push them together. But instead of carrying all our stuff up the stairs, we're going to just stay down here. This place sleeps a lot of people. There's a light in here somewhere. There, so there's another twin-sized bed, in the bathroom. And it's gigantic up here. Like I said, this place sleeps a lot of people, but we just don't see the sense in bringing all our stuff here. But seating area, another bed, a library worth of books and whatnot, couch, TV, books, magazines, and a large bed here.
We're gonna call it a day, but not a video. We have lots more to share, but I think we could both use a bath and a bed. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Well, good morning. We got a good night's sleep. I believe we were both in bed by 8 o'clock. Woke up a couple times, but crawled out of bed at 8:30 this morning, and now we're off to go pick up Denny. Can't lie, a little bit nervous because we've never left Denny unoccupied, unused, unattended, parked, and unseen for so many months. And I'll just say, for those who've been following the channel, you can probably know what I'm worried about after our renovation debacle and finding mushrooms and mold. So yeah, I want to think everything is going to be good. It should be good, but it's just a little bit of nervousness. Bonjour. There he is. Now that's a good looking truck. Wow. Aha. Merci beaucoup. Okay. Oh, moment here. Oh, goodness. Oh, opening it. Opening it. It doesn't stink. Everything appears to be good right here. So far, so good. Let me check the battery level real quick. Okay, the Victron app is connecting. 90%! Woohoo! Okay, I am a little nervous about what we might find back here because there were some moisture issues. Okay, peeking around the corner. Ooh, that's promising. I don't see mold growing everywhere. All right. Some cobwebs building up. And our host was nice enough to start Denny about once a month and send us this cute little video of Denny running with a thumbs up. All right, I remember how to get into this truck still. Oh, my friend, where have you been all these months? Let me clear my pockets out. Okay, familiarize myself with the pedals, accelerator, brake, clutch, and here we go. Neutral. Okay, there's a little bit of ticking that has gone away. I'm a superstitious person and don't want to jinx it, but things are looking really good for us right now.
C'est un problème. Oh my god.
Can you lock the hubs? You put it in 4x4?
Okay. There it went. En español. Okay.
Okay, going inside the camper for the first time here. And so far, everything is looking good. But right now, I'm just examining it to make sure we are ready to drive. Like cabinetry, make sure it's not going to go flying. Everything back there looks fine. This looks fine enough. It's fine. And this looks fine. Whew, you've heard me say it already, but it's a warm one today. In the camper, obviously. I took the electrical compartment apart so I can look inside, and everything is good in here. But the accessories that we brought, that is a 230 volt to 12 volt DC charger. So that means we'll be able to plug in at campsites because it has that European style plug. And then over here, I'm going to mount a DC to DC charger. So that means, yes, we can charge while driving Denny, but it's a manual switch, and this will give you a controller that will put the batteries into float mode once it reaches full charge, versus that switch right there, which is just an on-off switch. And I've always been afraid of wearing down the alternator or sending too much juice to the batteries once it reaches full charge. But even though I know that these Battleborns have an internal BMS battery monitor system, so that is what we're going to work on. But today has so far been very successful. It's getting bloody hot, so I found the spots where those chargers are going to sit and do their job, and I measured out the lengths of cables that I need to make. Carrying these tools is worth it, huh?
Well, then we didn't have to carry him from America this week.
Yeah, I think that's on. Situations like this are precisely why we carry a soldering kit and crimps and all kinds of neat tools.
Good morning. We don't know what day it is. We're almost done with the electrical upgrades. I did have to pull rank yesterday morning as chief medical officer of this expedition. Ben came in and asked me to help him with something. I was working on, we're trying to like divide and conquer. So I was inside working on things. He was out here in the truck installing these upgrades, and he came in like drenched with sweat. And I came out here to help him, and I was just supposed to hold something in place to screw it in against the wall. And he was complaining of all of these muscle aches, like his ribs and his thumb kept locking up. And I was like, you have to come inside. You're not well. So I made him come in and hydrate, consume some foods high in electrolytes, and rest. And I think he's feeling better today, but boy, it's warm here. Unexpectedly. We looked at the weather for the week before, and it was in the 70s, and I thought, oh great, it's going to be cooler. And then we got here and they had a heat wave. I wasn't really planning on being on camera this morning, so you're getting the real me. Messy hair and yesterday's clothes on and all. But we're about to finish these electrical installs, and then we're going to test them. And from there, it's kind of more like putting things away and hanging a place for Starlink to go and some stuff like that. But when we get this done, then the big task at hand will be finished. Good morning. Already sweating, huh?
Yeah, already sweating my balls off. It is brutal, and it's like, what, 8 a.m. or so?
If that.
If that. Man, I'm not a night owl, so working into the late night hours is not quite my thing, but we had to get out here early. Let me show you what we have going on real quick. Okay, starting with the DC to DC charger that's going to control the current coming out of the Fuso's alternator. I started the wire coming out from the battery bank goes into there, and we have an on-off switch that I just left in place. So the in goes there. The other one, the red out, I ran to this post on the battery, and then the negative right in the center there ran to a collecting post down there. And for the European 230 volt charger, I was able to get it fit right there, and I ran the positive to this side of a giant fuse, and then over here I ran the ground to that collecting post. It may seem like I know a lot about this electrical stuff, and I'd like to think I can hold my own, but I don't necessarily have confidence in wiring up things. So I had a very good idea where I wanted to wire this stuff up, but I made these diagrams or pictures and sent them to our friend Dan, who helped engineer our lithium battery bank system here, just to confirm that I was on the right track. And he said, yes, you were putting them in all the right places, but you know what? You could also put them here and it would be a little more beneficial. So we got to thank Dan for taking the time to chat with me and confirm that I'm hooking this up in the best possible location, because let's be honest, there's a lot of different places where you can hook up a positive and a negative and it still would work.
Here we are at the moment of truth.
Okay, gonna power on the battery bank first. Fire extinguisher there, fire extinguisher back there. I don't think we'll need it. Here we go. Okay, batteries are on. I got a blue light starting to flash on the DC to DC. That is a good start for now. The next step is going to be to plug in the European power cord, which I know it's not right like a regular RV hookup where you plug it into the wall, but here goes nothing. Anticlimactic is good, but there's no lights coming on, so I think we need to test the outlet or change outlets.
Are we plugged into anything?
Yeah. What, did you plug this cord in?
No, I haven't plugged that end in yet.
Jeez.
I told you we were tired. I didn't plug into the house.
Now that we're plugged into electricity, here we go. We are plugged in, and I still don't. Oh, there's lights. So it's saying sending 24 volts to the batteries right now. So it is kind of already working. That is the 230 volt to 12 volt DC.
This little nugget didn't take long to make herself at home. She found her blanket and her toys and her window. She's pretty happy watching the road from the bed of Denny again.
Well, I do believe I am done with the electrical work. The air conditioner is running, which obviously draws a lot of DC amperage. So I ran that to get the bank down because the bank was charged because nothing was running in here and the panels were on. But I tested everything out. So the 230 volt sends juice to the batteries, and the DC to DC is sending juice to the batteries as needed. So far, so good. I think we're going to call it quits for the morning. It is lunchtime here in France, but I wanted to show you a couple things. This is where we're going to put the Starlink router. And in the bed area, one of our outlets had a piece that broke inside the USB port, so we brought a new one back. Okay, we are down to our last 24 hours in the Airbnb. It's actually less because we need to leave early in the morning to get that rental car back to Paris. So, a little update. I've made a few mistakes. We damaged this turn signal assembly at a point in our travels, and I cheaped out and I got made in China parts, and it just doesn't quite fit right. But that's not horrible. But this one, we got damaged on the Dalton Highway in the Arctic, and I brought it back from America with us, and it's a cheap Chinese replacement or aftermarket part. I plug it in, and the electronics don't necessarily work. Like one headlight's on, one headlight's off, and our clearance lights were on when they never came on. And the kicker is, I thought all was good because I didn't see a problem because it was bright outside. So the dump run was yesterday, and Rebecca literally just pulled in. Oh, she popped that door open. Well,
Got it back.
oh yes.
Recovered.
Thank you. Okay, we have the old one, and all was well with the old one, just the lens was cracked. Lucked out. Okay, that's a wrap for getting the truck ready, and we're gonna start exploring Europe, version 2.0. Should be easier this time. We learned a lot on the last road trip.
Fingers crossed we fixed all the bugs.
But we're gonna head to Paris, return that rental car, and work our way north a very short ways. We'll see you on the road. We listened to a kid do this for 10 hours. It's called tissue paper, people. Suspect of the parking brake being frozen up. Something else I always love about Denny, and it's quite different than like Land Rovers and Jeeps, is he doesn't mark his territory with oil. Always a good thing.